Hi, John. I'm sending this video because you've had issue with my recordings in the past. As you know, I've sent several requests for funds in order to disconnect and recuperate from 5 to almost 6 years now of nonstop work without a vacation. I've advised all of you of this and the results of my high blood pressure and how extreme they are. When I went to visit the cardiologist, she was extremely concerned and has put me on very strong medication, attempting to bring these numbers down. This medicine makes me dizzy at certain times. When I get up quickly or even after exercise, which has never happened before. It's very strong. I'm not used to it. Also, no status has changed in my sciatica. I still have that every single day, which I think I've told you about in the past. I've talked to many medical professionals about this situation and people with common sense, and they all say that 5 years without a vacation is unhealthy. I mean, everyone I've talked to has said that's unhealthy and that I deserve a break. I don't know if you know this, but the U.S. is the only developed nation on earth where it is legal for companies to provide no vacation or holiday period of any kind. It's the only country like that. It's called the No Vacation Nation. Wonderful people do not have any vacation time. I get zero vacation time. I get zero paid holidays. Absolutely nothing except for a few sick days that are reserved for emergencies only. I even did not get paid for even when I got hurt on the job for several days. I had to use my own time. As you know, speaking with you directly last week, even though I mentioned, I think it was last week or a couple of weeks ago, when I mentioned the visit to the cardiologist, you did not inquire about that. In the past, I've told you about these high numbers, and you didn't. You just said keep going, and when we were working together in finances, as much as I appreciate that very much, when I asked about going to see Dad during our financial training, you said no, just Mike. I think you should stick with it. I think you should stick with it. And it's hard for me to say no to you. You're my big brother, or Tom. It's very hard. I'm a very weak person. You guys remember that. And I was a damaged kid growing. I'm very damaged goods. I don't have the solid personality that you and Tom have. So it's very hard for me to say no. Maria was the one that came in and said, "Hey, Mike, listen, Dad wants to see you." And I'm like, I got to go see my dad. And even after that happened, I think you got upset about it. I don't remember it, but I think something like that. So. Also please recall that when my apartment burned down, I received no notifications from anybody, no one. I mean, I know I got upset about it, and then you called me to tell me to calm down. Actually, I think that was prior to that when you told me to calm down, but let me know that people were concerned. But I have to judge people on their actions, and it's not just as brothers and sisters. It's also just as trustees that a trustee would not, when I say lost my house is burned down, that no one would contact me to say, "Hey, do you need help? Do you need some funds, emergency funds to get to your help?" I mean, that to me would be something I would do. I would do that to someone who that happened to. I understand it's a dysfunctional situation with our family. Mom, when she left, everybody was communicating great, and now it's dissolved into this dysfunctionality. You've told me that's very dysfunctional with you. I have dysfunctionality with Tom and Maria. Tom, it's pretty obvious what's coming with Tom, but Maria gets upset every time I submit something about the trust. She's barked at me almost every single time, and I've already got that from Mom. I'm scared of women. It's like, when I send something out. So, the bottom line is that when this blood pressure is very high, and I have not had a break in a long time. Your plan that you created about filing, saving $1,000 every month is a good plan if I'm in good health. It's actually a good plan. I think it was well thought out. I think you said on the day-to-day stuff you guys are good, but you're not good in emergency situations. And this is an emergency medical situation going on here, and it's being ignored. I mean, you ignore it with me. You don't want to talk to me about my blood pressure situation. I told you how high the numbers are, but I don't think you've investigated what that means. You were overseas one time, and you told me that your buddy said 156 was okay. Hey, he's a teacher or something, and I was like, why is it John telling me what his teacher buddy said? But that was pretty upsetting for me, actually, that you would joke about that at that time. But I guess you guys were hanging out or whatever. But anyway. I do think I see that. So anyway, pushing me when I'm pushing me to keep going, and build up these funds in this dysfunctional U.S. system, it's backfiring. I stopped studying. I can't study because these drugs are too strong, and I don't even care anymore. Like, I don't care. I'm like, if you guys don't give a shit about my health, I'm not going to take seriously this stuff. I don't give a shit. I don't want to fucking study until I get myself healthy. It's like these people are not looking out for me. I have to look out for myself. I know you guys say you're trying, But that doesn't mean you are doing enough. Even if you feel you guys are doing enough and you think John and Tom are trying, doesn't mean it's enough, bro. Sorry to tell you that, but even if they think they can, they're not doing enough. They're not. They didn't take enough scope of this other larger situation. So anyway, I've been really, really upset about it for quite a while. So upset when I haven't been able to put things together, wasting a lot of time. My therapist said, "Listen, man, you got to stop thinking about this so often, because it's really all it does is upset you and you're wasting time." So I'm trying to cut back on that and just send you something that's that's substance that you can use. But I do think sometimes, I do think that you and Tom have a very big problem with me as far as giving me a break. I almost think that it's against your soul to give you or Tom to give me time off from work, to take funds that I have, to give me time off from work to recuperate from high blood pressure. Like I could go 6, 7, 8, 15 years without a break. I don't think you guys would ever say, yeah, let's give Mike some time off. I don't know. That's my feeling. I think you guys have a way you were brought up, and you're like, Mike hasn't done it this way. He needs to do it our way. And I wasn't brought up like that. I think you guys forget that, my ability to follow the status quo ended when I was 15, man. I got put into that. Tom, my big brother Tom, comes by, says, "Hey, man, check out this class, man. It's cool, bro. You got to go in there." Go in there, and I get into this engagement, the encounter group. And, bro, I was unmanageable after that, right? I had experienced something like probably bigger than going to Woodstock or Summer of Love, dude. I was like, I went back to high school, and I was everybody's buddy, and and my mind was wide open, man. There's no way I was going to be able to be like you guys after that. Not a chance. And then I had the divorce, which basically disabled me in a way. It just really disabled me. But that, and the years building up to the divorce. So, I'm this disabled guy who's very weak. And, when you talked me out of Cal that first year, right? And you're my big brother. I couldn't say no. I'm just saying, I'm showing that I don't have the ability to push back against you guys very well, because you're so solid and I'm disabled, babe, bro. And I had like all this momentum. That my girlfriend's parent, all her family went to Cal. If I went to Cal, dude, at that time, they probably would have helped me. I probably would have got through. My ride might have been a lot smoother than had it been. And I went back with, I got through, dude. So no big deal. But that point is more just that I have a hard time saying no to you guys. Okay, Tom tells me something too, and he's a strong guy. I can't say nothing. No, I can't say no to him very well. So anyway, I'm gonna submit another. I've already looked into taking a loan out, because I don't know if you guys can handle this. I don't know if you guys can handle my dealing with my blood pressure problem. It's it's really bad, man. And I still have sciatica every single day, bro. Every single day I get sciatica, and it's bad. And I can't deal with both of them at the same time. I got to deal with the blood pressure first, and then I'm going to deal with the sciatica, because it's too many drugs and too many things and too much to think about. So anyway, so I'm going to send another request that I hope you guys will consider. Again, everybody I've told about this says it makes sense, and I if you don't think it makes sense, please research it and provide reasons. You say, "Listen, Mike, we looked into it, and you should be able to go 10 years without a vacation."